Greetings to all. Myself Pragati HP. I'm a computer science engineering student in EWIT College, Bangalore, and currently I'm pursuing my internship headed by Navin Gurukula. The topic which I'm going to explain is DHCP configuration. Before that, let us see what is DHCP. DHCP is a dynamic host configuration protocol which assigns a dynamic IP address to all the end devices connected to that network. Now, what is DHCP configuration? Here, basically, we are using a router. So, DHCP configuration with respect to this router can be stated as a permission or an access for a DHCP to assign a dynamic IP address to all the end devices connected to the network or the router. Now, let us see how this DHCP configuration works. For that, let me create a network first. So, let me take a router and a switch and the end devices. So you can take up any number of end devices. So here I'm taking 3 end devices for the convenience. Let us connect them. I'm connecting the Giga Ethernet 0/0 of the router to any of the port of the switch. Here we are having a single network, that is from the router till the end devices we have a single network. So let us give the IP address for the network as 192.168.10.0 and the subnet mask as standard one, that is /24 255.255.255.0. So this is our network ID here, like IP address of the network. So for the interface and the end devices, now we can give the IP address starting from 10.1 to 10.255. So let us give the IP address for the interface as 192.168.10.1 and the standard subnet mask 0. So here it is the IP address of the interface here. So let us give this IP address to the interface. Before doing the DHCP configuration, we have to take up interface configuration, because initially all these end devices will not be into the network. So you can check it, like it is not having an IP address, and when you request for DHCP will not assign the IP address, so APIPA address is being assigned. So you can check here, it is the APIPA IP address, because DHCP cannot reach all these end devices as these are not into the network yet. So we have to take up interface configuration first. So let us quickly do that. So any type of configurations, we have to make it in a global configuration mode only. So initially we are in the user mode. By typing enable, you can go to the privileged mode. From there, type configuration terminal. So you'll come to the global configuration mode. For interface configuration, you have to type interface Giga Ethernet 0/0. You'll go to the interface configuration mode. From there, type IP address and IP address of the interface, what you have to give. Here we have already given 192.168.10.1 and the subnet mask. Okay. Now, as I told already, initially the interface will be in the shut condition. We have to make it unshut manually. So for that, type no shutdown, enter and exit. So here you can see initially it was in our, we were having a red arrow. Now it has turned to orange and soon it's gonna turn to green. So meanwhile we can take up a DHCP configuration. For that you should be in a global configuration mode initially, what we are here now. Then type IP DHCP pool, like IP DHCP question mark. So here you will get excluded address and pool. What is this excluded address is? So when you want to give some static IP address to some of the devices which you don't want to change when you again restart, so that time you can exclude a range of IPs which you are going to assign manually to the static devices like as a static IP address to the devices. So in order to avoid the overlap of this static IP addresses and the DHCP IP addresses, so you will exclude a range of IP where DHCP do not take this range while assigning the IP address to other devices. So here we are not excluding any address range. So let us take up pool, and we have to give a pool name, any name you can give. Here I am giving as P. So now we are in our DHCP configuration mode. Now we have to give the network IP address. So we have already assigned, we have already stated the network IP address as 192.168.10.0. So let us give that, and the subnet mask. The subnet mask is the standard one, /24. Yeah, and we have to give the default gateway address. So why have to give the default router IP? It is to know from where the host should communicate with external LAN environment. If you don't assign a default router IP, it can still communicate within the LAN but not outside the LAN. So here we are giving the default router address, that is the interface address of the router from where it's gonna communicate with the external LAN. So here it is 192.168.10.1, and the subnet, here you not give the subnet mask, so it's finished. So let us exit, and now you can check the IP address. Here basically, like initially it is not having an IP address, so you can statically you can also give, but here we are assigning the DHCP, so we'll request for DHCP, and DHCP already assigned a dynamic IP address to PC2, that is 10.3, and the default gateway you can see it is 10.1, what we have assigned to the interface. So let us check in other end devices too. Yeah, it is having 10.4 in the default gateway as 10.1, and in the other two it is having 10.2 and gateway as 10.1. So as the interface address is 10.1, it is having, like PC1 is having 10.2 as DHCP IP address, and laptop is having 10.3 and it is having 10.4. So on DHCP address is like DHCP has assigned a dynamic address to all the end devices. Like now where we use this DHCP configuration in a real time. Here we were having only 3 end devices, but when you are dealing in a real time, like when you are using it in a company or an organization, a single router will be handling more than hundreds of end devices. So during that time, you cannot go to every device and manually assign IP address. So that time you can just do a DHCP configuration, and it will dynamically assign IP address to all the end devices, like hundreds of end devices. So this is what the real-time application of DHCP configuration is. Thank you.